Thanks for watching. So here we are. I did a lift before this video, so I didn't know what to call this video, so I just left the whatever YouTube did. I think it's just STONEtv is live, because that is true. We are live. Also, too, I'm not sure if YouTube fixed it or with the glitch thing. The description, the link is in the description if anyone wants to hop on. But keep in mind, I'm only gonna let people I personally know hop on, so don't take offense if I don't, let you hop on. Oh, what's up, everybody? Drew, Brian, thanks for watching. Down in the Carolinas, I'm walking around in t-shirt, flip-flops, and shorts, and everyone down here is full winter setups, big coats, gloves. Laurel says, "Hi, Nick. What's up, Laurel? Thanks for watching." I did put the link to this. If it's still there, I don't know if YouTube's been weird. There's a link if anyone wants to hop on. I don't know how long I'm going to be on. We got a big family party, so it's going to be fun. Brian says, still windy AF here. Oh, good. Hopefully the wind stops when I, take the plane back. If not, it'll be like a roller coaster ride. Drew says, you're still married, so I don't know if I can get on with this level of unprofessionalism. Well, we're working on it. We're working on it. One of these days, Drew, you're gonna see an unmirrored video, and you're gonna lose your mind. You're not gonna know what to do. But we're working on it. Steel. He says, "What you doing in NC?" Family party. Good old family party. That's nice. Steel. Is that black ice? That's not black ice, is it? So I think that might be. If that's ice, let me know, because I think that's your YouTube. Laurel says, "Is the scenery beautiful?" Question mark. Yeah, it's definitely nice if you like palm trees and what are these? Some pine trees. These are the southern pine trees. They're different than the northern pine trees, but it's nice, Brian says, "LOL," and Steele says, "Shush." All right, Steele. I'll keep your secret. Your secret is safe with me. I won't tell anybody. Drew says, if you get that replacement phone I suggested, I will definitely have to make a cameo on your show then. All right, man. Definitely be cool. Definitely be cool. We're working on it. We're getting there, baby steps. The key is to keep the momentum, and that's what we're doing, Keep moving forward, but it's going to be good. So let's see what this guy says. We'll call this guy G for short. Says, do you eat raw meat? Not usually. Only if during necessity. All right. It looks like Josh is gonna hop on. The link works. Should be on in a second. Oh, what's up, Josh?
What's going on, buddy?
How you doing, man? Long time. Long time.
That's right. That's right. What's going on, yo?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? Long time. Long time.
That's right. That's right. What's going on, yo?
Oh, you're playing the video in the.
No, I just needed to see it first. That's all.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. But
What's
what's
going
new
on,
with
yo?
you? What's new with you, Josh? Anything exciting happen?
No. I mean, nothing really. I'm just gearing up, getting ready to go to a car show.
All
Maybe
right.
I'll do a little video on a car show. Who knows?
You should try to go live, man. If you should try live.
I guess I could. I could always stick my phone on top of my camera, and as I'm getting footage, just go live from the phone.
That'd be cool. I think there's some people in this chat that would like to see some cars. But
Yeah, I'm not sure. I normally don't post that kind of content on my channel because if it's geared towards arm wrestling, you don't want to throw a bunch of different shit on there, man. It really throws it off.
you could while you're filming the cars, just talk about arm wrestling. Just say like just say Pro Nation once in a while.
Be like, I'd smash that. I'd smash the owner of that car.
Yeah, right. You arm wrestle right on the top
Go
of a nice,
go,
a
go
nice
there and
muscle
just
car
challenge everybody.
for pink slips. Arm wrestle for pink slips.
End up getting my ass kicked by some old guy.
That's what happens sometimes. You gotta watch out for those old guys. Who was the first old guy in arm wrestling that you pulled that gave you, at least for me, when I first started, I started pulling around, when I started arm wrestling, I saw an older gentleman, like, oh, I should probably take it easy on this guy. And the next thing you know, it's like, what the hell is this? Did you have that experience with any older athletes? Because I have, I think Fitzy was my first, maybe Chief Tim, maybe. I can't remember, but
Nope.
have you ever?
No. Just everybody I was around, I guess, was already just actively pulling pro and just like that's it. Yeah, I was never
Oh,
around anybody that's like super old or anything like that. Who would that be? Like the Stanaways? Like I've never, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was it had to be like when I first started. I mean, like definitely under a year in. But I'm sure people have that experience. I know you might not know him, but Ryan Turner. Some people in the chat know him. He was on our team, but he moved to Texas, and he's got this good story about the first time he pulled Norm Devio. It was at his first practice, so he goes, he's like, and he says, I'm going to take it easy. In his head, he goes, I'm going to take it easy. I don't want to hurt this guy. And next thing you know, Norm Devio kills him. But it's like a rite of passage kind of thing.
Well, arm wrestling is a very humbling sport.
It is, it is, but that's good. The people that don't really, you know, get humbled, kind of, I feel like their progress becomes slower. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. It's the humbling part, I guess, that some people need because I've seen some new guys, up there jumping in a new timers tournament, acting like complete smacked asses.
Exactly.
And I'm like, well, I don't think they've ever lost. Like jump in amateur real quick here, buddy. Jump in amateur.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows somebody that's never lost in arm wrestling, but has never competed. You know. But
Hmm.
yeah, the amateur class is probably a good wake up call for him.
You guys Canadian or something? No, not
I
at
guess
all.
kind of we're closer than
No,
Ukraine.
no.
I
I
would say
mean, we're definitely closer than the Ukraine, but no.
maybe we have. He must be mixing up our accents. Maybe that's what it is.
Canadian accent? Really? Do I sound like a hoser, eh? I mean,
maybe
come on. I don't say sorry. I mean, I don't drink Labatt's Blue. You
maybe
hoser.
your
You,
hoser. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
yeah.
Oh
Hmm.
man.
Well, I
So
guess I could tug on a band a little bit.
yeah, it might as well, you know. So Drew's got a question for Steele. He says, "Oh wow, Steele says, you know, you've had videos from 2015. Why nothing since then? How long you been pulling?" Well, if Ice, aka Steel, depending on which name you mean, he has a video on our Stone TV memberships. He had a match with the High Chief, that was a really really awesome match. So Drew, if you want to see some recent videos, you might have seen that match already, but the match is still up there. The only place to watch it is on Stone TV, the memberships. But I would think, I mean, 15 years at least, I would think for him.
Ukraine said, "You look just like Matt Mask." So I said that. I'm guessing he means you, big guy.
It must be we have the same beard, you know, same hair color. But it's an honest mistake. Honest mistake. um, what type of cars you got at that car show? Is it all muscle cars, or is it a whole
I
bunch
don't
of
even
stuff?
remember what it is. We are not brothers.
Oh,
No, sir, we are not.
we're arm wrestling brothers,
But
table brothers.
we are brothers in arm wrestling.
Yep. Oh man. Yep.
What did you? Oh, you asked me about the car show. I don't. Hey, babe, what is this car show? Let me mute that. You guys don't need to hear me screaming at my wife.
But Steele says he's been pulling for 15 years. November. That's when the fun part happens. That's when the real gains come in. Drew says we're all brothers in arm. Dot 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 wrestling. Very true. Very true.
What we got here? We're all brothers in arm wrestling. Yes, sir.
Definitely are.
My early motivators being a lightweight.
Yep. Brian says ice. One of my early motivators being a lightweight. Yep. We're trying to get Ice to bulk up. You know, we're trying to get him to bulk up a
Is
little
that
bit. I tried to,
is that
you know.
is that Black Ice's name? Steel? Is that him? Like, is
Yeah,
that actually Black Ice?
that's Ice.
Oh, what's going on, man?
The secret's out, Ice. I tried. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, I like pulling with Ice. You know, he's one of those guys that when you grip
He's
up on him,
fun.
you know, but he won't. His power stays the same from the start to the finish. You know what I mean? He's got really incredible endurance. So he's always one of the last guys that he's always on the table, always pulling. So he's a great training partner to have.
Shut up, Ice. The hell am I supposed to know it was you?
Yeah. Yep.
Intensity off the charts. Yeah, Nick's pretty intense.
Sometimes
But you know what else is intense? Camping.
camping,
Yep.
extreme camping, or regular camping.
My apologies. That's my dad joke for the day.
Oh,
I am done.
it's all right. You know, it's a good one.
Oh my God. point. Now everybody knows. Everybody at Steel0469 is black ice. There. Now your secret's done.
Your secret's done.
Fight me. Kidding.
On the table. When's the last time you pulled black ice? Has it been a while?
I've never pulled black ice. Ever.
Oh. I've gripped up with him quite a few times. But it's good.
He's fun.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know how they can pull hammered though. I don't know how y'all do that. That's fucking crazy. I like it though. I guess y'all don't feel a goddamn thing, and that's got to be magical.
Until it wears off. And then it all
I
comes
mean,
raining.
so what? So what? It looks to be magical. To sit there and pull and not feel a single ounce of pain looks magical.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the pros, you know? One of the benefits. But I remember,
BRB.
what's that? I remember I read a article years ago. It was very interesting. It was about alcohol and, athletic performances. If, they measured an athlete, a couple different athletes, some were regular drinkers, some were not. The athletes that were regular drinkers, you know, alcohol became like a performance enhancer, at some point. But I got to go back and read that or find that study because it was a long time ago. But Ice says y'all going to Atlantic City. That's the
Um,
12th, isn't it? The
I
12th.
don't know.
It's
It's
after my match, so I haven't really thought of anything. The only thing I really care about right now is December 6th. Um, so I'll have to make that decision after, but I'll probably be there. I mean, but I haven't made any plans till after
hey,
December 6th.
hey Nick. Thanks for having me on, big dog. I gotta roll.
Yep.
The bus is leaving, and the wife will leave me here, so I got to go.
All right, man. I appreciate you hopping on. It was fun.
Thank you all. Don't forget, y'all, hit that thumbs up. If even if you're trolling, stop by, all you trolls. Hit that thumbs up. Doesn't cost you a thing. We greatly appreciate it. We'll give you a good ban after the thumbs up. See
Absolutely.
ya. Thank you, man.
Take care, man. So let's see. Drew says I wake up under 180. I would like to pull black ice. I should probably train. Yeah, Drew, I would definitely, if you're going to pull ice, I would definitely recommend that you train up. You know, uh, definitely train. Yeah, you're going to need some training. Let's see. Brian says I've not ripped him. Somehow I never end up ripping with anybody in my class in after pulls. LOL. That's funny how that works. You're always picking on the big guys, huh, Brian? But somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. So Ice says the Drew. Dot dot dot. Therewith. Dot dot dot. Ice would love that. That'd be good. But Drew, you gotta make the trip over from Vegas. You know, it's all right. It's not that far of a drive. It's like, what is it, like 48 hours or something? That's not too bad. Now, if it was 50 hours, that would be insane. But 48 hours, that's not too bad. So Drew says I'm very casual in my training, but I did get my 3 golds and 1 silver in the UAL, but there wasn't a ton of comp. Hey man, sometimes that happens, but you still won. Golds and silver. That's still a pretty good day. But yeah, tournaments are tricky sometimes. Sometimes the classes are huge, and sometimes there's 3 or 4 people in there. Um, I know in my area up north, there's when I first started, the supers class used to be pretty, used to be a lot of people in there. It used to be 10, 15 people. Now, if you go to a super class, you'd be lucky if you get 4. Maybe I'm wrong. But all the supers have been disappearing. But we'll get them back. Don't worry. We got some more. We got some new guys that are pretty big. Hopefully, they'll fill the shoes of the supers that disappeared. So Drew says, I might get 20 MPG in my minivan, so that might be a very expensive trip. LOL. Yeah. You know what you could probably do is take your minivan, chain it to a back of a semi truck, and save some gas that way. That's an option. That's just an option. So Drew says I did get first in supers. On my right, he was 100 pounds more than me, but he was new. That's all right. That's all right. That's good, man. Beating someone with a 100-pound weight advantage. That's pretty good. But now that you got some golds in the amateur class, I think you should go pro, Drew. I think you're ready for pro. Now that's just my opinion, but I think you're ready for pro. I got a question for you guys. Do you guys remember your first tournament? Where your first tournament was? My first tournament was at the Ronnie Bean Classic. I want to say New Hampshire. I can't remember what state. I think it's New Hampshire. But yeah, that was my first tournament. So Ice says, who you pulling in December? I'm pulling Chance Shaw in a best of 5 right hand in the state of Massachusetts. There's going to be in-person tickets available, or it's going to be a pay-per-view on the Natty Bros YouTube channel. But it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. I've been training really hard. Still got a little bit more training left. So I get back Sunday night. We're going to go hard that full week. And then I think that's pretty much it. Time to rest. Drew says it's not cheap to pull in all the classes I want to pull in. If I could, I would pull in like 12 classes, both hands that way. Yeah, it definitely adds up. It definitely adds up. At least in our tournaments in Connecticut, or at least the ones that that I've done, we try to kind of give those guys a little break, a little discount. So like say, the first arm is one, it's like, I think it's 50, and then the next one goes down to 40. And then, third arm goes down to, I can't remember exactly, but by the time you're on your fourth arm or fifth arm, fifth class or something like that, they're about $20 or something like that. So, definitely, I mean, you're definitely spending money, but kind of help with, give them a little bit of a discount. I mean, if someone wants to jump around, do 20 classes. See, I can't. They won't let me in some classes. They won't let me in. They only let me in one class, so I'm kind of stuck right now. I can only do one class. They won't let me in the 220s anymore. They won't let me in the 242s anymore, or the 176. And if you want to see something funny, I don't know if it's still there, but go on Arm Fighter. I am undefeated in the 176 and the 220 class. I don't know if it's still up there, but I remember seeing that a couple of years ago, and I thought that was. I think I took a screenshot of it because it was pretty funny. Ice says, wow, yeah, it's going to be a good time. He says, can't wait. Yep, it's going to be a good time. That card is pretty impressive. They got Marcio on there. Marcio, I forgot the guy's name. I keep on forgetting the guy's name. He just pulled Tim. But there's a lot of good matches. So let's see. Drew says, would be cool if there was a bulk entry fee to pull as much as you want kind of thing. That's definitely an idea. That's definitely an idea. That is definitely an idea. Maybe something, I don't know why this popped in my head. You know, like you're talking about a bulk discount. Maybe there could be a yearly pass, or I don't know if that'd work, but like a season pass or like a yearly pass where they pay a one-time fee and they can compete in that tournament, any tournaments that is with that promotion as many times they want, kind of thing. That just popped in my head. I don't know if that if that would be doable, but if someone's doing 3-4 tournaments a year, that could be a good idea potentially. So let's see. Near says, hello sir, big fan. Oh, I appreciate that. He says, where are you from? From the United States. What's up, Carolyn? She says, let's go, Nick. Thank you very much. She says, Team Stone. And she says, dear friends, let's like and share. Oh, thank you very much, Carolyn. That's definitely appreciated. I definitely appreciate all the time you take and help share. And I saw those videos. I can see you're training hard, and I appreciate that. Because I feel like you're starting to motivate some of the people on our team. You and Sailor got a little dumbbell challenge going on, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's the race to 40 pounds. So the race is on. The race is on. Brian Jones says arm wrestling debit card. Well, that could be. That could be it. That could be something like that. So Drew says, because I wasn't as interesting in winning so much as I really wanted to pull as many people as I could for experience. The medals are very cool, but yeah, man, I feel you. I definitely feel you. Medals are definitely cool, but the experience is definitely where it's at. Gripping up with all the different styles, different hands, different styles. Definitely helps you level up. Drew says, Kalen the Humble. Definitely true. Definitely true. Brian says, Sailor's all nervous how that now that you hit the 40. Now, Carolyn. Uh-oh. Carolyn's ahead. She's ahead in the race. James Clark, what's up, man? He says, oh, what's up, man? James, I know you have a match December 6th. Who's your... I know his face. I know he trains with Chance in Florida. But what's his name again? Do you remember his name? I'm sure you do. But what's your opponent's name, James, for December 6th? So Kaylin says, Nick, I'm so grateful to you and your team. You share such great content. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Kaylin. I'm glad that we could help out, get those gains. James says, Brennan Williams. Okay, yep. Yeah, I remember his face. I just couldn't remember the name. I can't remember a lot of people's names. Kaylin says, hey, James, can't wait for your December 6th match. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good time. I can't wait either. Let's see. If anyone wants to hop on, any of our friends, the link to this, to hop on is in the chat. If anyone wants to hop on, I don't think I'll be on for too much longer, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. But feel free to hop on. And, also too, if I'm only going to accept the people I personally know. So don't be offended if I don't let you on. I just only going to let people I personally know on. So Carolyn says, Nick, I was doing the dumbbell kneeling at a bench. Say was standing at a table, probably harder for her. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's a little different angle. A little different angle. But one thing too is we usually do those table curls at the very, very end of the workout. You know, that's usually our second to last exercise. But that's interesting. That's interesting. But yeah, I saw that you were doing on the bench, similar angle. Um, Well, you have to do a little experiment, Carolyn, and then you know, if you ever have a table, try some table curls on a table and see how it feels. You know, see if it feels different. So Brian says we're gonna try and go live for the lift tomorrow AM and table practice PM. Oh, very nice, very nice. Um, definitely, if you guys are watching, definitely check out that live. It's gonna be some good training. Who's are you gonna go live on yours, Brian, or are you gonna go live on Sayla's, or are you gonna do both? You're gonna set up two cameras. And then what about the table? You said you're gonna arm wrestle table practice in the PM. Are you gonna do one at your house at with you and Sayla, or are you going to the dungeon? Actually, no, you can't go to the dungeon. Too late for the dungeon. But maybe you're doing one at the house. So Ice says, have you linked up with any teams out there to do some training? Yeah, I've linked up with some teams. I went down to Latimer's place with the Jersey boys a couple weeks ago. I haven't been doing too much traveling. Oh, James is gonna hop on. All right. What's up, man?
What's up, big dog?
Not too much. Just living the dream.
Where were you last week? We missed you.
I was trying to be a mechanic, trying to fix the car.
Whatever.
But you guys are more than welcome to make the trip down to Connecticut if you guys ever want.
You know I would. You know I would. That's tough for me though.
Yeah, it's a tough trip, especially you got to take a boat and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But how's your training going? You training good?
Yeah, it's all right. It's going all right. You know, I didn't have too much time to prepare for this whole thing, but I think I took like 2 months off after that Paul match because that took a lot out of me. You know, so. But I gotta be honest, I feel like I'm bouncing back pretty quick. So I think I'll be ready for the Brendan match regardless. I think I'll be all right.
It's right hand or left hand?
It's right hand.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that should be a cool match.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. He's got a huge hand. You know, he's a big boy. He's probably around my size. I trained with him before. I went on vacation with Eduardo like 3 or 4 years ago. Probably 4 years ago. We went to Florida and we went over to Matt King's place and trained with like Matt, Brennan, Brandon, what's his face down there, and Artem Taranenko. Like we had a decent sized practice over there, and I think Brennan was kind of new. If I'm not mistaken, he was in the sport for like a year at that time, and he was strong then, even for a year in, but he had a huge hand, huge fucking hand, man. So that's gonna be fun to deal with. Sorry, my phone's on the charger. It keeps falling over.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
but I haven't pulled him since, and I've seen. I haven't looked up any videos of him recently. You know, I need to do some research before I pulled him. But you know, like some of those Florida tournaments I saw him do, you know, like I don't know, 6 months ago, a year ago, he looks pretty good. So I think it's going to be interesting. You know, 'cause I don't know how I'm going to stack up to a super heavyweight. He's like I said, he's my size. He's probably 6'3", 6'4", and he's like 280 or 290, and he's jacked. So the he's an ex-military guy. He's a good dude. You know, he's a good guy. But he's big, so it's gonna be fun.
It definitely is.
They
It
can't find a
definitely
match for me up here with my size, so I'm gonna have to take on the big boys.
is. Yep, that's what happens, man. You know, you should bulk up to like 300 pounds.
Oh yeah, right. I'm gonna need some extra fucking creatine to do that, dude. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you know, maybe 10 grams a day. 10 grams of creatine a day should be good.
Yeah, about 3 gallons of water. I'll look like a fucking balloon, but I'll make it there.
But you'll be strong.
Yeah, I know it's funny. I you know, I'm like 250. I'm waking up like 248, 250 right now, and it's like that's so hard for me. It's so hard to maintain that kind of weight. It's like if I just went to a normal eating schedule, I'll drop down to like 225 very easily. So I gotta eat like a pig to stay up here. So
You notice any, like when you get down to 225, do you notice, like, how's your strength down there? Like, do you notice a strength difference from this weight to, 225?
so well, I haven't been down there since I've been at this weight. It's probably been like 2 years, you know, at least now since I've been below 235. The last time that I did a big weight cut, I dropped from like 235 to 220, and that was for Tim Lewis. I was going on 3 years, 2 or 3 years. I didn't really notice a big strength difference dropping that weight because I did a slow cut. It wasn't like I dropped 15 pounds of water. I did a slow cut, and then I pretty much did just a slow cut. I didn't do any water cut at all. So I was actually 220 when I went to that match. And the strength difference wasn't that much. I was still pretty strong, you know. So, and they had some good guys there, you know. Like I was able to do the super match, which was super grueling, by the way. That match with Tim was tough back then. But then I went on to win the tournament. I beat people like Cody Smith. Cody Smith was there. He's like number 7 and is in 220 right now. And I beat a lot of good people. That was the first time I pulled Paul Passmore too. So yeah, I mean, I was still strong. Just to sum it up.
That's good. Yeah, because I was just thinking, I'm like, man, if you at 220 would be I mean, you'd be a giant 220, you know.
If I could keep my strength level that I have now and go down to 2, like if I can maintain 230 and then drop to 220 for a match, yeah, we're talking. Yeah, if I could maintain this strength, I think I'd be in pretty good in the 220 class. But I don't know. I don't know if I like to be down there. I mean, I kind of like the 240 class, to be honest with you. You know,
That's a
it
good
gives me a little more. I feel like it gives me a little more power. You'd be able to tell better than me. You'd be able to tell me better than me because I arm wrestle you, a decent amount, right?
Yep.
So you'd be able to tell me if how strong I am at the different weights, and I feel like at this weight I'm a little bit stronger, and I can give a fight to the super heavyweights, which is better training for me,
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like we got a question for James. Carolyn says, "James, let's go." And then she says, "Are you looking forward to Nick's dungeon rules again at his next tournament?"
It's his rules were fine. The rules were fine. I had no problem with the rules. I was totally on board. That's why I was asking questions, and I wanted to make sure I understood the rules. I just feel like the referees kind of they knew the rules, but they were just having a hard time with them. I think because when you're a referee, being a referee is so much harder than everybody thinks. especially when you have all these different rule sets in your head and you're like, shit, was I supposed to make this call? And then when they get fumbled, they just say, you know what, forget it, we're going to do it again. And that was kind of the problem that I had is, there was that one pull where like me and Paul were both at 2-2 fouls, and you can clearly see Paul like try to reach around my hand in a referee's grip. And if the refs were strict, I would have won that match 3-1. And I understand from an entertainment perspective, like we want it to end on while you're pulling. I totally get it. But in the same breath, like I train myself and like physically and mentally for strict rules. And that's kind of the thing is like when I'm mentally preparing for a match, I'm expecting the rest. Sorry, I'm just looking at something right here. I'm expecting the rest to be strict. So like when I in the heat of the moment when I'm in a match and they make a call like that, I'm just gonna get pissed because like I'm expecting a certain thing. Regardless, like if you just set aside the entertainment perspective of everything, I felt like I should have won that, but I think Paul was the stronger person that day anyway. So I mean, he definitely had a right to win that match. I think I was more technical than him, which is why I was able to take some rounds off of him. And you can tell he was a little nervous in the setup, which is why he was moving around so much and why he was doing certain things. He did everything right. Paul didn't do anything wrong, which is why you see me bitching so much because I'm like, I can see what he's doing. I know what he's doing. And it's my job as a puller to stop him from doing what he's doing. If I let him get away with what he's doing, then he's going to beat me even worse, and it's like, so I made it look like I was complaining a lot, but in reality, it's like, no, I'm trying to counter what he was doing to me. And he was, like I said, he was doing everything right. Paul's a smart dude. He's doing everything right. So, I mean, I guess that's it. It's again, Nick's rules are fine. It was interesting. It was actually kind of fun to pull to a different rule set. I kind of enjoyed that. I really liked having the third ref. Like, yeah, you being there, being a third ref. I think that was actually cool because you're able to pick up on a couple of things. Like I watched it back and you're like, oh, you had an elbow foul, and I turned around and I'm like, wait, I had an elbow foul. And then when I looked at the video, I was like, oh yeah, the tip of my elbow did come off a little bit, but I felt the side of my elbow still on. That's why I was confused. I was like,
Yep.
yeah, Nick is right. That's actually a good thing having a ref there, even though the call was on me. I was still fine with that. I was like, all right, Nick was right. That's cool. I like that. I actually like that because that means it's an opportunity to catch that with the other person too. It's not just me that's gonna feel like I'm being fucking, looked at the whole time.
Yep.
So that's all. It's there's a lot of positives. There's a lot of positives. I'm not taking anything negative. I appreciate you even giving me the match. I mean, Paul's a strong dude, and I wasn't even sure if I was gonna be able to, compete with him because he's ranked like 8th, 7th or 8th right now or whatever, in North America, and I wasn't sure where my right arm stood. So I appreciate that. And even though I was bitching up a storm, that's just part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Paul says, I don't know if he told you, but he told me some good things about you. I mean, Paul said your hand was the strongest hand he's ever felt. I don't know if he told you that, but yeah, Paul had a lot of good things to say about you. He said your hand was the strongest he ever felt.
Which that's crazy. That is crazy to even hear because like he trains with Ron Bath like every week. He trains with some serious dudes. Just to hear that my hand was the strongest, I don't think that's true. I gotta be honest with you. I don't think my hand is the strongest that he's felt. I think maybe using the technique I was using made it feel like my hand was the strongest. But I have a hard time believing that that's true. I'll take any positive comment I can get from him. That's I appreciate that, Paul. Thank you. But me being realistic, I think part of it was using the technique that I was using, and it just made it feel a little stronger than it possibly could be, or possibly felt to him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
But thank you, Paul. A lot of people talk about my hand. It's the hand is the I put a lot of focus into my hand. You know, when I arm wrestle, that's kind of how I started. Is I didn't really arm wrestle, I hand wrestled. You know, and that's kind of how I feel like my hand got there. So, which is this? That's how I mean. That's how you start the match. You know, the match starts at the fingers and stuff. So if you can't have control, you can't use the rest of what you got. At least for some people, unless you're Jerry.
Yeah, but most people aren't Jerry.
Yeah. Speaking of Jerry, Jerry damn near broke my shit on Wednesday. Oh my god. You know, trying to, I don't know how, I don't, it's funny, you know, watching you handle that press, like holding him up and just keep going. He does it one time to me, and I start feeling shit twisting my arm, and I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, it's very twisty. I like to say Jerry kind of like makes your arm implode, not explode. It like implodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You you leave there feeling like, you know, your muscles are about to be pulled off the bone. It's not good feelings. I can tell you that. It's not good. But
Yeah,
what he's doing, I mean, if he's making our arms stronger that way in that sense, it's not a bad thing, you know?
absolutely. But I'm glad to see Jerry training. You know, I wonder if he has a match coming up. If you know, I mean, if he's already training, or if he's, you know, maybe he noticed some things he needs to work on. Maybe it could be something like that.
Yeah. I heard he has some offers. He has some offers, so I think he's deciding whether he's going to take some matches or not. But I mean, when usually he takes a break after a match, right?
Yeah, usually, but could be a new age. Maybe a new age for Jerry. What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What? Just
All right, there you go. All right, sorry. Say that again. Someone kept calling me.
I don't even remember what I was saying, but um, just reading some of these comments. I appreciate everyone commenting. Everyone new. Jason says, "Good morning, dudes. I hope all is well. Good morning, man." The Haunted, what's up, man? But yeah, it's gonna be a good day today. It's gonna be a good day.
So
How's
what
your?
I was saying was Jerry. Usually he takes a break after his matches, right? You don't see him at practice for a little while after he has a match, but for him to come back, you know, pretty much the next week, you know, tells me he might be actually thinking about doing another match and he wants to keep going. So
Yeah, I
we'll
think so
see.
too.
It'd be cool to see. It'd be cool to see Jerry pull again. You know.
Yeah, I always like to see Jerry pull. You know, who has a? I haven't really been following in the last 4 or 5 days, but I think doesn't Michael Todd have a match with Levon? Is that locked in?
No, no. So that was heavily talked about, and everybody thinks Mike should pull Levon, and I kind of agree, to be honest with you. Mike, it's we'll just say how it is. He hasn't really won his way to Levon, like right, but Levon's also running out of people to pull. He can't just keep pulling the same freaking people. He can't. Levon just can't pull one time per year and pull the same freaking people over and over. Because right now, Levon, Vitaly, and Devin, or sorry, Levon, Hermes, and Devin are just so far ahead of everybody. And Vitaly is probably knocking on that door. I'm sure Vitaly will probably beat Hermes right now. I don't think he beats Devin, but it's a good thing that Vitaly's pulling him now. But after that, what is he going to do? Go back to Hermes? Go back to Devin again? Or, you know, I think just for shits and giggles, let Mike win one or maybe two matches at the most, and then go pull Levon. He's got a match against Georgi Svetkov. I think if he wins that, and then maybe he wins one more, give him a shot at Levon just to do it, because we don't know how long Mike's going to be at his level for. He's getting older, and it's. I mean, yeah, you got people like Todd Hutchings that can seem to get stronger, but not everybody's like that. I'm not saying Mike isn't like that, but you never know. You don't want too much time to go by.
It's a little different too in the supers, just more horsepower,
Yeah. So I'd like to see Mike, actually do that match. It's not locked in. It was talked about on a podcast, I guess, or something. I read something about that. I didn't see the podcast, but it was talked about. And yeah, I think Mike's trying to push for that, which I think he should. It'd be nice. I think everybody wants to see Mike pull Levon. Whether we think he wins or loses doesn't matter. We just want to see it, just to see it,
Yeah, I want to see that match. Michael and Levon.
Yeah.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, you never know. Especially if Mike goes all out like he's talking. That's like his match versus Levon. He says it's going to be his one time where he, goes as hard as he possibly can. And so you never know what we'll see.
Could see a 350-pound Michael Todd.
You never know. Mike might be a menace when it comes to that match, So we all want to see it. We do.
But so Levon doesn't have a match planned right now, or
Yeah, no, he does. So he's pulling Vitali.
Oh, okay, all right.
He's pulling Vitali in February, and then Vitali and Devin are pulling in April.
Oh.
Which is going to be interesting, because depending on how that match goes with Levon and Vitali, to pull Devin 6 weeks later after pulling someone like Levon, that's I don't know how smart that is. Vitali's kind of being cocky about it. He's like, "Oh, I only need a month." Dude, you say that until you pull Levon and you feel hurt that you haven't felt hurt in a fucking long time. You're going to wish you didn't, you're going to wish you had 4 extra weeks to do something for Devin, because I mean, these guys have been arm wrestling longer than I have. They know better than me, but we're not. You and I aren't stupid. We know the game, and you can't just pull the number 1 dude in the world and expect that you're going to pull the number 2 dude in the world 6 weeks later and everything's going to be the same. It's most likely won't. My opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot, but we'll have to see come April.
Is there? So, are you gonna go to Atlantic City?
I'm not sure. I haven't planned anything out until after the match. I'll probably be there because it's the week after the match, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's a good opportunity for you. I think you should go. I think you should pull left-handed. I think you should do it, because if you go out in there and you absolutely just dominate left hand, that might open up some doors for you. And regardless of what happens with Chance, win or lose, I would still throw down with that left hand at the tournament. No, you're gonna win. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so I was just about to say I ain't losing. I know I ain't losing. That's the only thing I do know is I ain't losing.
I was trying to be respectful to Chance, but you know what? Fuck Chance for now. You're winning that shit. You are winning.
I invited Chance to hop on a live, and he hasn't gotten back to me yet. So he's giving me the old silent treatment.
No, Chance is a good dude. I don't, me and Chance are cool, so I don't want to, I don't want to be disrespectful to him. I mean, so, but no, I mean, we'll see how the match goes. You definitely have a solid chance of winning this match. I know that for sure.
Absolutely.
I don't think Chance would have taken the match if he didn't think that you would be at the minimum competitive. You know what I mean? And Chance doesn't seem like the type of guy that takes easy matches. He wants a good match, and everybody knows you're a powerhouse. So,
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. But bring that left hand, man. Bring that thing down to Atlantic City. I want to see you absolutely dominate. Plus, people like Devin are going to be there. Devin's been talking about you a lot. It'd be a good opportunity for you to pull with him so you can show him what power you have. I'm telling you, man, if you go down there and you pull left-handed, it's going to open some doors for you. I really think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than likely head down there. I just haven't. I'm just focusing on December 6th. So that come December 7th, I'll probably more than
Absolutely.
likely
Yeah,
be there.
don't look past your match with Chance. Absolutely not. Yeah, focus on that. That's the main thing. But I'd hate to see an opportunity like that pass you up. That's all.
No, definitely. I appreciate that. And it's pretty close. It's not too far.
I know. Yeah, I'm thinking about going down there myself. I just, they changed the classes, so there's it's like a 253 class now, which is good for me because now I don't have to cut.
Yeah,
But I
so
also haven't, huh?
that's what you weigh, right? 250.
Yeah. So I mean, it's good for me, but I also haven't trained my left arm in like 5 months, so I don't know if I don't know how I'm gonna fare to the. I practiced on Wednesday with Jerry and those guys. I felt good left hand. The left hand is good, but it's like because I haven't been training, I have like these little weird injuries that are flaring up all of a sudden. I gotta, do some blood flow and get those things away if I'm going to pull a tournament. And I want to focus on Brennan. I'm doing the same thing that you are. I don't want to look past Brennan for a tournament, But I'm also the last winner for my class at King of the Table in Atlantic City, so I kind of feel like I got to go down there and show them what's up.
Yeah.
I run Atlantic City for my class right now, so I gotta keep that streak alive.
Keep it going. Let's see. Brian says Chafee is a factor again now. He definitely is. He's in the 250 class, isn't he? Isn't he in that 253? Isn't he the world champion right now?
Yeah, he's gonna be my next match.
It could very well be.
Yeah, Dave's a 250 guy now. He's down to 253, and I think he did a small water cut to get there, so he's not far off. I think he's like 256, and then had to do a water cut. That was it.
Couple pounds, 4 pounds.
Yeah, so he's legit. He's legit in the 250 class, and I'm happy for Dave, man. That's awesome to see him be a world champ again, and and hopefully he stays that way for a little while, because that's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to have an American champ, American holding the belt. That's definitely nice.
Plus, Dave is such a nice guy too, and he's been chasing that and dealing with his injuries and stuff for so long. For him to kind of come back, that comeback story, kind of like Michael Todd, where Michael tore his bicep and he was kind of going downhill, and then he came back and on a win streak and everything. Dave kind of did the same thing. He lost a bunch of matches, and then he figured his neck problems out at least a little bit. And he's able to come. He's able to come back, and now he's holding the belt. And I think that I'm excited for that. I'm happy for him, and because he's a bad dude. Dave is a bad dude. I'm hoping Hermes gives up on the super heavyweights and goes down to 250. I think that's the smart move for Hermes. He's like naturally a 176 guy or 186 guy who threw 100 pounds on. The dude is crazy.
It's all that pasta.
Yeah. Pasta and meat sauce, dude.
Yep, that's what I'll be having today at the party. Whole bunch of meatballs.
What? Hold on. Are you having a party? You didn't invite me?
Well, you can come down.
Chad, this is what I get. Nick doesn't invite me to shit no more.
Well, this is your formal invitation. You have the party is at 4 p.m. So I don't know how far away the Carolina is.
You know what's funny is if I left now, I wouldn't make it.
There might be a flight. Maybe you could take a flight real quick. It's only a 2-hour flight.
It's only a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yeah. It's only like 800 miles. That's funny.
What are you having a party for?
Family party.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a nice big family party.
Nice.
Yeah. So, just checking some of these comments.
Yep.
Jav says Devin wants to pull injured Vitaly after Levon beats him so badly.
I don't think that's true at all. I think Devin's truly pissed off that Vitaly didn't come to the U.S. and he wanted to pull him then. He wanted to. Yeah, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I think he just wants, I think he just wants to pull him in general,
Yeah, I mean, how are you gonna be the number 2 guy and then try to pull someone that you think might be injured or worn out? He's doing it because that's what was offered.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of like in the same boat as Michael Todd. Time is, they're at the end part of their careers, so this is the time to do it.
Yeah. It's funny. I was actually thinking about that because I was watching the live that Devin and Vitaly had a few days ago, I think it was, and I'm just looking at Devin. I'm like, man, time is kind of flying. Even the last 6 years, like even Devin's starting to look a little bit older, and he's like what 50 now, and so he's. I don't think Devin's. I think he's nearing the end of his super heavyweight career for sure. I think in the next year or two, depending on it, if he doesn't, it's inevitable him and Levon again, right? It's going to happen at least one more time. But if
Yeah, at
Devin
least
doesn't
one
win
more.
that, I think he's done in super heavyweights, and I think he's going to drop to the 250 class, that 115.
Yeah, I mean that could definitely very well be.
It seems like a lot of people are kind of giving up on the super heavyweight now because Levon's just too strong.
Well, yeah, I mean I say it all the time. Like from when I started to now, like the super heavyweight category has like evolved so much. Like you got to be an absolute, a monster, and you got to be technical, so you have to be giant, fast, in good shape,
So can I just be honest with you, like straight up? I don't think the super heavyweight has evolved at all. I think it's evolved to zero. I think Levon, Devin, and Hermes have evolved, and that's it. The other super heavyweights are all just kind of stagnant. They're all just in that top 10, that third player, 4th to 10th place, and they're all like at any given moment. I feel like any of those guys could beat each other, but none of them can beat the top 3, and that's been proven. So I feel like the super heavyweight hasn't evolved at all. I think it's just Levon that's evolved, and you can't, in my opinion, you can't classify a whole weight class as being evolved if only one dude is evolving.
Well, the way I was looking at it is kind of like when John Brzezinski was pulling, he was, he wasn't a true super, but he was dominant. He was beating all the supers, at
Yep.
220, 230. Now, I mean, I think you got to be like, you got to be at least 300 pounds. You got to have a certain amount of, size. But I do see what you're saying, Levon. But look at the top 10 guys. They're all freaks in a good way. They're either super tall, super big.
I guess what I mean by evolved is like in the last between 5 and 10 years at the most. I don't think it's evolved much because you look at Denis Saplenkov. Denis Saplenkov was a mass monster, right? And he was good at the last time he was good. It was like 2017, 2018. He was going to pull Andre Pushkar. I feel like Andre Pushkar and Denis Saplenkov of that time have no problem competing in the super heavyweights of now. Like no problem. And Denis Saplenkov wasn't that much further ahead than everybody else. At that time when Dennis got sick, everybody thought that Andre was number 1 left-handed or right-handed or whatever it was. They thought that Andre was going to finally beat him. Everybody was convinced. And then Dennis got sick. Andre died. All that stuff happened. But if you look at it from that perspective, I feel like those guys would have been competitive, no problem, in the super heavyweight class, at least within the top 4 to 10, of today. It's really it's only the three people that have been chased. It's only the people that are chasing Levant, and that's so far that's been Devin, Hermes, and Vitali. Vitali wants it now. He's in like that. He's in that conversation for, and those are the guys that are evolving the most because they're going as hard as they can. You know what I mean? But the other guys, I feel like the other guys are just pretending. They think they're going as hard as they can, but they're not doing what it takes. What these other guys are doing, and that's why they're just losing. But again, this is all my opinion. I might sound like a jackass, but this is just kind of my thought on it.
No, I definitely appreciate your thoughts, because it's definitely good thoughts. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. Well, let's see. Brian says Devin's looking like Lincoln after the war. LOL.
Yeah, Devin's looking tired these days. He's looking tired.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. 24/7, I'm sure. Drew says Devin said he wants a good match. Same time, Vitaly has his match versus Levon as well, so it makes it more fair then. Oh,
Yeah,
I
you're
see
right.
what you're saying.
He did say that. I forgot he said that. Yeah, he's like, I want a match too. Yep. And but let's be real. No matter what match Devin gets, it will not be the same caliber as Levon and Vitaly. That's just Vitaly, like his strength level seems to have skyrocketed ever since he pulled Dave Chafee. Ever since he went full time arm wrestling, he seems like he's going all in, and his strength level has significantly increased. But there's nobody in the super heavyweights that you can give to Devin that's gonna give the same match output that Levon is gonna give Vitaly. The only person is Hermes, and you saw what Devin did to Hermes, and Devin would probably do that to Hermes again. Let's be real.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm just being realistic. It's Devin can get any match he wants, and I mean it's Vitaly and Levon is like Devin pulling two matches in the same night on the right hand. If you give Devin two matches, then I would consider that equal because
Have him do a 1 versus 2 match. That's what you're saying? A 1-on-2?
Yeah. And depending on who you gave Devin could probably do it. Yeah, he could probably do it.
That would be very, very interesting. A 1-on-2 match on the biggest stage right now in arm wrestling. That'd be interesting.
Devin he's crazy enough to do it too. I think that's something that he would love to do. You bring that up to him, I would see his eyes just expand. He would love it.
That would be cool.
I think he would like that. Yeah.
Who would be the two athletes though?
I don't know. It's maybe Hermes could be one because Hermes would be the toughest, and then I would give him someone in like the 7 to 10 range. I don't know who's down there. I don't pay attention to the rankings too much, but I don't know anybody. The problem is whoever you throw in there second's gonna feel insulted because they're like, oh, you're gonna have me go second against Devin. That's kind of lame.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know, someone like Rivas maybe, or I don't know.
Yeah, that could be good.
I think Rivas is outside the top 10, but you know what I mean. Just anybody in there who's willing to step up and be that second guy.
Huh. We're gonna have to spread the word. Maybe it can happen.
I mean, maybe Levon should do it too. At this point, he decimates. He decimates everybody. I mean, start giving him 1v2, dude. It's like, what do we got to do to put this guy down? Elephant tranquilizer won't even work. We got to give this guy something.
We'll have to do a Levon versus 1 versus 3. The best top roller, the best presser, and the best hooker we got.
There you go.
So let's see. Brian says, dude, Vitaly's form is fucking insane. He doesn't look like the same person anymore. Similar to Levon. Yeah, he definitely leveled up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a different guy. He's a different dude right now, which is good, man. I'm happy to see it. You know, the Vitaly match is the match that everybody's wanted to see ever since Vitaly gave Levon that hard match. 2020 or I don't even know when it was, 2019, 2018, a while back.
Yeah,
It's
it
been
was
a long.
before I was in the sport.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Before I even pulled, so everybody wants to see it. Now we're gonna get it, and we're gonna see how much they both have evolved.
I'm excited.
You leaving? Okay. You going there? All right, drop it.
So Carolyn says, "We got a question for you." She goes, "James, have you ever been to Latimer's practice? Question mark. I bet there would be a great super match in there for the Dungeon Super Series."
Latimer,
Definitely.
I haven't been to Latimer's practice, but I have pulled a lot of those guys. And I don't really know who is in their club, to be honest. I know some of the guys. I don't know all of them, and I know like Kevin Collar. He's pretty strong.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
He's a big dude. He's pretty strong, but I'm also 30 pounds heavier than him. He's a 220 guy. So
yeah.
it's kind of a
Maybe
like if I pulled Kevin, that's kind of a lose for me because even though Kevin is super strong, like that dude he is very strong for his size. He is probably in the top 20, maybe even the top 10 of 220s in North America. He is that good. He's one of those people that he's not able to travel, I think, or for whatever reasons he can't, and he's not able to get out there like we can. But that dude is strong. I've seen him beat some real good guys. Real good guys. I think he's
absolutely.
beaten like Brandon Elsesser, and he's beaten a lot of guys, like a lot of well-known guys.
Maybe you guys could meet at like a catch weight or something.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of scared of that guy. He's beaten me in the past too. I don't know if I want to pull him.
It definitely would be the battles of the hands. That's for sure.
Yeah. His hand is strong as shit. He gives my hand a run for my money. I tell you that. He really does. He's it's the last time I pulled Kevin was actually at Atlantic City. I think it was at Atlantic City, and we were doing after pulls. And I just got done pulling a bunch of people left-handed, and then he came up to me and he just totally decimated me. But I think he was fresh. Like I pulled the tournament, I was pulling people left-handed all night, and then he came up and just totally fucking just bam, just killed me. But no, Kevin he's a cool dude. He's super strong. He's someone that I'll be honest, he's someone that I've always been nervous to pull because I know how good he is. But I'm not opposed to it. If someone wanted to set that up but I can't. I'm not dropping to 220 for anybody anymore. Like there's either got to be significant money in it for me, because it's taking me way too long. It's taking me years to get up in this weight, and all this work would be for nothing if I just drop to 220. Like it's not. It wouldn't be good. And I don't know how competitive I would be in the 220. Like I know I'd be competitive. Don't get me wrong, but I also would, like, if I went to practice and totally just got smushed by everybody because my strength just went down so much by losing the weight, I would not be happy. I would be pissed, and that's part of the reason why I don't want to drop.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm trying not to drop weight either. We're in the same boat.
Imagine you going down to like 242.
Man, I haven't been 240 since ninth grade.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like you do that, you don't even know what you're gonna do with yourself. You're gonna be like, "Where the fuck am I? This is new territory."
The lightest I got down to one time when I was powerlifting, I got sick and I got down to 275, and I looked so skinny at 275.
So thank you for reminding me. The last time that I was down in the 220s was 2 years ago when I was in Brazil. I went to Brazil, and I ended up getting. I don't know what it was, but I think it's like it's some sort of food sickness where like if you were in another country for too long, you're not used to their food, like your body starts to reject it. I don't know what it's called, but it's apparently it's pretty normal because I was down there for like 3.5 weeks. And right at the end, because I was eating Brazilian food the whole time, I got super sick. It was like almost like food poisoning, and I ended up going down to 225. So that was the last time I was in the 220s. Was when I got super sick. I couldn't eat. I couldn't drink. It just kept coming out. Nothing was going in, and I withered away down to 225. So yeah, that was the last time I was in the 220s 2 years ago. And that's not because I wanted to. It's because I was just sick.
Yeah. That's weird. Maybe it's like like the biomes in the food or something. Different like bacteria, like good bacteria and stuff. I don't know. That's interesting. Well, we got a question from Kevin. He says, "Do arm wrestlers make any kind of money?" The good ones do.
Yeah, exactly. The good ones they make really good money. I mean, actually, I can't even say it's really good money. It's like, for a one night thing, it's good money. But when you break it down to like you're training for 3 months, it's not good money.
Yeah.
It's just some pocket change you get paid for your hard work for the last 3 months. So it's like essentially a normal job. You get paid $1,000 a week. If you look at it like that, you get paid $1,000 a week. It's normal.
Yeah. Especially when you add up all the training and stuff like that.
Yeah, all the food, the supplements, everything. You add all that shit up, and it's like, yeah, you're not really.
If you break even, you're doing something right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't do it for the money. We do it because we're fucking psychopaths. That's the truth.
Yep.
We like dominating other men for some reason. Don't ask me why.
Must be like people must have like ego problems or something like that. Maybe that's what it is. That's funny. But let's see. Carolyn says, "I see James. So Paul Cruz better fit? Question mark."
Yeah, me and Paul has been a match that has needed to happen for, I would say, the last year or so. Because we got to decide who's number one in New England. And I think right now, right-handed, it comes down to me and Paul Cruz. Left-handed, I lost my match against Jonathan, Bigfoot Waldvogel. I still think my peak strength that day was higher than his. He just, he's been arm wrestling for so long. He just has more endurance than me. I think that's why he was able to win that match. So, I give it to Jonathan. He's a bad dude. Everybody knows it. So I wouldn't say I'm number one anymore, left hand in New England. But right hand, there's an argument with Paul Cruz. Paul's strong, man. He is. If you get into his hook, there's not many people that can, pin him. I went into a hook with Paul Passmore, and he didn't. I don't even think he felt my hook. He just went right through me, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And I think Paul Cruz did the same thing to me. And then I watched it back. Cruz and Passmore got into a war with the hook, so I know that both their hooks are insane. Both they have strong freaking hooks, and if I get into a hook with Paul, he's gonna beat me. There's no doubt about it. I'm not a hooker. I'm a top roller. So and Paul knows that. He knows that the only way I'm beating him is if I crack his wrist. I think I could do it. I think I can. But Paul is strong.
Have you ever pulled Paul in a tournament, or just after pull?
So I've pulled I've mostly pulled Paul Cruz in tournaments, but I give him the win every time. And I say this because at the time I had so many injuries in my arm that if I went all out against Paul, I was scared I was going to hurt something again. The other people in the tournaments I wasn't worried about. Paul Cruz is the only person that I would not arm wrestle because I know that if I try hard, I'm going to hurt something. And you can even ask him this. It's just the truth. I always go up to Paul and say, "Hey, I'm gonna lay down to you. Just take the win, okay? Because I don't want to hurt my arm, and he understands. Everybody knows about the injuries I've had for the last couple of years. So I always gave him the win. That doesn't mean that I'm going to beat him. I'm not saying that, oh, if I tried, I'm going to beat him. No, I don't know if I can beat him. He's a bad dude. I don't know if I can. But I at some point I got to try. And now that a lot of my injuries have gone away, I think I can. I think I can train enough to where I can make it a match for him. But
Yeah, I think
I've never right-handed. I've never pulled him, like actually pulled him. I don't think I've actually like gone into his strength and see what he's about. I only pulled him left-handed, which I win every time. No offense to Paul.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think that'd be a cool match, because I think you guys are about the same weight, 250, right?
Yeah, no, he's 240. He dropped down a lot. He's 240, and I mean, come match day, we'll probably be, the same, probably around 250.
So let's see. Yan says, I would pin you both at same time, easy peasy.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
you're welcome to try. No problem.
you got two options. Make it over to James, or you can come to down south. You got two options. You got two states to try. Well, I appreciate that.
I don't know who you are, but I'll let you use both arms.
That'd be a good video. But let's see. Steel, aka Black Ice, says dominating other men, crazy, with some laughing face, and he says, I almost crashed my forklift. That's funny. That's funny. Oh wow, thank you, Carolyn. $5 super chat from Carolyn. She says James is the king of the dungeon. Wear his cape, Nick.
Carolyn, don't tell Nick that. Don't let him know, okay? Don't tell him.
Too late. Too late. That is funny. That's good though. Thank you very much, Carolyn. Thank you. I gotta give James half of that after whatever YouTube takes. I gotta give. Oh, we got another good question. Let's see. Jav says, "What do you think? Who wins the match between Auden versus Coach Ray in December? Who do you think wins that, James?"
I think Coach Ray kills him. Auden is good. Don't get me wrong. But he's not as good as people think he is. And this is not taking a dig at Auden. I like Auden. I've met him in person. I've talked to him. He's a good kid. But he's not at the level everybody thinks he is, and everybody is trying to throw him to the wolves for some reason. And he needs to take it slower. Like he's doing this thing where he's practicing like his dad, where he arm wrestles as much as he can, which is great. He's doing everything that his dad does, and I'm sure eventually it's going to pay off. But he's not at the level that like Coach Ray is at a very high level. He's a lot higher level than most people think. And if you use the example of Auden and Artem Taranenko, Auden was able to take Artem's wrists, right? But Artem didn't care. He literally just went sideways, like it was nothing. And I think Coach Ray beats Artem pretty easily right now. Or it would be a good match, but I don't think Auden. I don't think Auden can beat Coach Ray. I don't think so. He might pin him the first round, maybe 2 rounds, but Coach Ray. That's usually what happens with Coach Ray is he'll lose a round, figure the guy out, and then it dominates the rest of the match. I see it going the same way with Auden. I kind of hope Auden wins because that would be a really big win for him, and he kind of needs it. But that's a tough match for him, But everybody needs a tough match to see where they're at, and so it's gonna be a good test for him. But I think Coach Ray takes it. I would say 3-1.
3-1. Yeah, I mean, I do like Auden, but I do think Ray is the favorite. I don't. I think Auden is gonna have to do something besides the King's move. I know he's got that King's move, but I think that will not be the smartest call with Ray. So I think he's gonna. I don't know. Maybe speed. I think speed might be his best bet.
Yeah,
But
Ray is quick at doing this. He's quick at supination. So if he's faster than Auden is doing this, pulling out, because that's what Auden's going to do is go right for the low hand. If Ray is faster and catches him in that high hook where he's holding him up like that, I don't think Auden has it in him. And to be honest with you, yeah, Auden has a King's move, but he doesn't have a rule efficient King's move. He has a King's move where he sinks below the table and strains his arm out completely, and the refs are going to be asking him to come up 100 times. And his goal isn't to win like that. His goal is to wear his opponent out so much that if he has to take a loss, but absolutely tax his opponent, it's worth it to him. And if that's how he's going to fight, then so be it. But if he did an actual King's move like Michael Todd does now, where his shoulder's above the pin and he's holding him, or even like his father, where it's an actual King's move where he's staying above the pad, I don't think he has that kind of King's move in him. It's not his King's move is very different than what a normal one should be.
yeah, I feel you. But I'm still excited for that match. I think it's going to be cool. Very entertaining. I think it'll be very entertaining.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be good.
But let's see. We got something from Kevin. Kevin says, honestly, I've never lost an arm wrestling match. I was in the Navy and went through my whole division. Any recommendations for an older guy that was interested in getting into the sport? I'll let you go first, James. Any recommendations?
So just to be straight up with you, Kevin, we all, I don't want to say all of us, but most of us have the same story. You were in the Navy, you went through everybody. I started in high school, I went through everybody. That's just how it was. That's kind of probably why a lot of people get into arm wrestling, is because they find themselves pretty good at it. You're in Maryland. If you want to do the best thing for you, if you want to get started in arm wrestling, is you got to find a club. Join like arm wrestling discussion on Facebook, or any arm wrestling group at all. And if you post in there to say, hey, I'm new, I'm from Maryland, I'm looking for a group to train with or to learn from, someone is going to tag somebody that's going to get you into a group. It's going to happen. 5 years ago when I started, I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know Eduardo Tiete lived here on the island with me. And I commented, I did this exactly what I did. I went to arm wrestling discussion. I posted, hey, I'm looking to get into it. And Paul Italia was the first person. And I think Paul Italia, he tagged Tim Bresnan. Tim Bresnan tagged Josh Grant. And then Josh Grant tagged Nevin Nikolic. And then Nevin introduced me to Eduardo. So it went through a whole series of people, but they didn't know who I were, but they got me in, and I've been doing it ever since. So if you're trying to really practice and you want to do it, just post something on Facebook and someone will get you into a practice. And then the next step is going to the practice, and then the next step after that is going back to the practice, because you're going to feel some fucking pain that you've never felt in your life after after a real arm wrestling practice. And it's going to be a test for you to see if you really want to do it.
Yeah, I agree with James. I definitely agree. I probably would have. I think I would have said the same exact thing. But you could also let's see, Kevin. If you want, you could hit me up on Facebook, Nic Stone, or Instagram _Team Stone. We could probably set you up somewhere. Maryland's not too far away. Maybe you're more than welcome to make the trip up to Connecticut. I know it's a hike, but
I don't know where in Maryland you're from, but I know that Beast Mode in New Jersey, they have a good team. And then you got the High Five. They have their team in Northern Jersey. So if you're in Maryland, I don't know if there's any teams in Maryland, to be honest with you. And then you got Sean Latimer's. He's in Jersey as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's in
See?
Jersey.
So you got 3 teams in Jersey that are probably within an hour.
Dave Morocco's in Maryland, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yep, Dave Morocco. Yeah, Dave Morocco's got a pretty good team in Maryland. Dave's a pretty good dude to learn from. He's been doing it a long time.
He's got a good Kings move.
Fucking Kings movers.
That's funny. Let's see. Brian Johnson says, "Hello, Earthlings. Northern New York here. What's up, Nick? I'm hitting the bands, recovering from last night's practice. For some reason, I got beat up on. How does it make you feel when it happens to you?" Then he says, "I win more than I lose, but last night was brutal. Weird. I got smoked by guys I usually beat." What's up, man? I'm doing good. Yeah, definitely get those bands in, help with the recovery. Sometimes that happens at practice. There's lots of factors. Sometimes maybe you hit a big lift, the day before. Sometimes I'll do that on purpose, to make it harder for practice. Sometimes the day before arm wrestling, I'll hit a big lift,
He's trying to give me a chance at practice, is what he's saying. He's trying to give me a chance.
Yeah, I got the weight advantage, so I gotta, even out that
yourself
weight
a little
advantage.
bit.
Yeah, that's funny. Brian says we got a guy going through that right now. We definitely do. He's talking about the new guy, Nick, and we're being real nice to him. At least it's my first practice. Some guys were nice, but a lot of guys just saw a big guy and they wanted to pin. So my first practice, people were just slamming into me. People like Frank Hurst were just,
Fucking Frank.
Frank, he was one of the first people I pulled, and he goes, "Are you ready?" I go, "I guess."
Bam, just sideways.
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, we'll be pretty nice with Nick. I mean, we'll definitely train it hard, but we don't want to break any new guys. He's only 3 weeks in, so the fact that he's already, if you make it to the second practice, that means you're probably in. That second practice is usually.
Yeah, most guys don't make it to the second or third practice. They think they can do it the second time, and then when they realize it's just going to keep happening for the next year or two, they kind of give up. They don't want to feel that pain. They can't go to work and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but for me, it was like 6 weeks of agony. I could barely lift. I still went to practices and stuff like that, but I could barely. I remember trying to do my powerlifting workout. I could barely bench. I could barely just from so much inflammation. But the body evolves over time.
I gotta be honest, man. I don't remember how it was when I started. I know that I had pain, but I don't like when something's really bad, like it kind of fucking you remember it. I don't know, I can't remember if it was that bad. I think it was bad pain. Like, what the hell is this? My arm feels like shit. But it wasn't so bad to the point where it stopped me from coming. Or I just have a high pain tolerance, one of the two, because I don't remember it being that bad. But we also weren't practicing consistently every week, in the very beginning. So maybe that kind of helped, where if I was practicing once every 2 weeks or something, gave me a little bit more recovery time, especially being new.
Oh, you know what? I think I was so sore is because I did, when I first started, I did one practice, and then I went to the tournament, and then I went back to practice. Because I think that's some reason, yeah, maybe that's why I was so ripped up. But how many practices before you did your first tournament?
I have to look back because my sense of time is kind of fucked up, because I thought I went to my first tournament in like November, December, but the first tournament was your first tournament, that one in New York during COVID, I think that was your first tournament, right?
No, my first one was a Ronnie Bean Classic.
Okay, so then all right. So that tournament when COVID finally they let us do a fucking tournament. I don't even know if it was legal. But that was my first tournament, and I looking back, I think that was like March or something. But I thought it was November. I can't remember. It was too far away, but that was.
Yeah, I don't think it was November because I think we were out, like, it was enclosed, but I think we were outside. Like,
Yeah, we were
like there's a
outside
roof.
in that lean-to thing. Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ, 1 million people were in that little thing. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah, it
time though.
was.
That was a good tournament. That was like I got to meet like Merlene. Merlene was there, and I was like, who is this girl that is just fucking so good at arm wrestling? That's what that was such a good time. To see like the girls go at it, and that was like when Zaza and Amita. I don't know. They haven't been arm wrestling that much, but those guys, man, Zaza and Amita were there, and they were taking on Mike Aiello. Amita's like a 154 guy, 165 guy, and he held up Mike Aiello. That was like the funniest shit. That was a good tournament. That was real good. I got to meet Tim Breslin there for the first time, and that was a good time.
Oh yeah, he was reffing.
Yep, he was reffing that tournament. Yep.
Yeah,
and that's when I met Chris Lacko. Like back then, I was watching videos and I was like, dude, this guy with the tattoos is so good. And then I found out he was like deaf and stuff, and I was like, man, so that makes him even better. That makes him even better if he's hanging with these guys. So like when I first went up against him and I beat him, I was like, holy shit, I just beat Chris Lacko. That was like a big thing for me back then. And then ever since then, me and Chris have been friends.
Yeah, I like Chris. He's a good guy.
Great guy, great guy.
He's still. I mean, he's got some injuries going on. He had some. I think he went to the IFA Worlds or something. And he popped something in his wrist. He's got like on the
Yeah.
back of his wrist. He's got like a big ball. So I maybe fluid leaked out of it or something. But on his
I gotta
other
say,
side,
man, that's one industry. That's one thing I never want to have happen. Is like my wrist goes. Like one injury that I don't want is the wrist. Like my hand's been fucked up a little bit, my elbow, but I don't know what I would do if my wrist got fucked up because that's like everything for me. So I pray that my wrist doesn't ever get hurt.
if that happens, you got to spend a lot more time with Jerry.
Oh man.
Learn how to flop.
I got to be honest with you, man. If I don't have a wrist in arm wrestling, that's probably the one thing that would make me quit. Honestly, like if I hurt my wrist to the point where I couldn't arm wrestle the same, like I probably wouldn't. I mean like that's saying if it happened to both arms. Like I would always just keep pulling with the other arm, But like if my right arm got hurt, I just wouldn't pull right anymore. I'd be like Seth Barnett, just only pull one arm.
It's working pretty good for Seth.
Seth's a bad dude, man. He deserves so much more than what he's given. Like Seth is a bad dude. He like in the 198's left hand, he will give all of them a run for their money, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like he is definitely in that top 15, top 10 area left-handed. Because he just goes through so many people. Super heavyweights. He's beat me a couple times. He's good. He's really good.
Yeah, he's very, very explosive.
If you're not careful, like on the go with him,
yeah,
he'll give you hell.
Yeah,
He's caught me off guard a couple times and beaten me because of it, and I'm just like, damn, this dude's no joke.
He's no joke. He's one of the original Dungeon members.
Yep.
He was with the Dungeon before it was in the. If you don't know, the Dungeon was in a different location before it was in the barn.
Oh yeah.
It was in. It was under. It was in.
Wasn't under a bridge or something.
It was under the bridge. They had to kick out the troll that lived there, but once he left, it was fine. But Chief said that it was in a basement, and the ceiling was like it was only like a 5'8" ceiling. it was like very short ceiling, so everyone had to duck. You know.
Well, I mean that's good because that just prepares you for arm wrestling, right? Because you got to duck to get on the table a little bit anyway, so
Yeah.
that helps your form.
It definitely does. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to even walk in there. 5'8" ceiling.
Gonna have to duck walk through there.
even fully bent over, my back would be hitting the ceiling. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. That is funny. But I think we're gonna hop off. James, is there anything else you want to say to the people while we got you?
No, I think we've gone over pretty much everything. Is there any comments to hit up real quick, or?
Let's see. Drew asks, "Are we allowed to get hand implants?" I think it depends on the federation. But all right, I think I just want to say this real quick. Thanks for watching. Make sure you watch James and I December 6th. We got a match at the Natty Bros 2. Get your tickets in person or the pay-per-view on the Natty Bros YouTube channel. Thanks for joining, James. I had fun, and I think we'll see you next time.
All right, guys. I'll see you.
Man. Take care, man.
You too. Later.